We're joined with head coach Michael Hill. Friday we saw a high energy offensive game with 6 goals on the board, followed by then a tight defensive battle on Saturday's game, going down to 1 goal.
Yeah.
What did those 2 games tell you about this group and their ability to play different styles of hockey?
I think what it told us is that we're just relying too much on a timid game, and I think our guys really did a good job on Friday night at just going to the dirty areas and getting rewarded in the right way, and getting on top of the opponent's goal there against Oklahoma. And then it's always about recovery, what you're able to do the next night. I think the trends for us is usually our Saturday night is, and I just saying this because it seems to be true, but it's a little bit, trying to find your legs a little bit early on, and it is the hardest game of the week to win in any league here or any division, because you're looking at your recovery and everything that you're trying to implement the guys on their teaching points, and really want to keep it as minimal as possible. And our guys, they just kind of locked down more of a defensive game on Saturday, and we weren't getting to the dirty areas like we were on Friday night. So, I mean, what I'm learning from that is, I think we need to recover better moving forward, and what our guys are doing away from the rink, getting better fuel and hydration. I think there's games that we do a good rebound on a Saturday over a tough Friday, and sometimes we have different methods of what we're doing for pregame to try to help that. And so I guess it's just kind of learning from what we're doing there.
You had 2 fantastic crowds at the Civic Center this weekend. From behind the bench, how much does that energy factor into the game and the momentum of swings and goals?
Oh, I think for our guys, they really feed off of a lot of that energy, and it was having the Friday night crowd that we had, and the guys getting so excited every time, the amount of stars that are being thrown on the ice. Having that, and having more of a slow start for us on a Saturday, the crowd, I think, really helped and picked the guys up to maintain the game and only keep it a 1-1 hockey game until late in the third there. So just trying to fight our way back, and it gets really exciting when we pulled the goalie there in the last 2 minutes of that Saturday night game. This is one of the loudest I've ever heard the Civic Center, and so the guys are definitely, you see that we hemmed them in the last couple of minutes there, and I think that had to go with a lot of the energy that was going out around in the stands and everything. So it was kind of very explosive to have that kind of fan base and everything that we had going on both nights, because I think it was a huge momentum for us. And going into Oklahoma, that's a really small arena, but they pack it up really well, and so that the team generally there in Oklahoma, they build off that energy from the fans. So for us, we got to make sure that we're starting on time in that building.
How can we see the Wranglers capitalize this weekend in Oklahoma City?
I think for our guys, we got to build back to basics on what we were doing Friday night. I think we were doing a really good job at attacking the right way, and then we were obviously on our heels a little bit on Saturday. So I think for us to capitalize a little bit more is get into that mentality of attack more and have that willingness to be on top of the goaltender there in Oklahoma, because only letting up 1 goal a second night after letting up 6, he had a really good recovery in his game. So we got to make sure that we're consistent in our attack play against them.
If you had to give a 10-minute TED Talk with no prep, what are your discussion points?
I think collaborating some kind of musical remix or golf.
Okay.
So one or the other. Because I could play probably 6 or 7 instruments.
Okay.
And so I have a pretty good in-touch feel with music and rhythm and everything like that. So like I could play drums, bass, ukulele, guitar, piano. Vocals have been better, but you know I need to exercise the vocal cords a little bit more. But yeah, maybe something on building some kind of electronic dance music frame of a song. Talk about the science of music and what it does to your dopamine levels and rhythmatically, how does it influence your heartbeat and everything like that, and the 17-minute rule on that. Yeah, I could probably talk about that.
Thank you, Coach Hill. We're joined with assistant coach Lucas Stern. We're going to ask him a few questions about last weekend and maybe what he has to think about this upcoming weekend. So, from a system standpoint, what was the biggest difference you saw between Friday night's game and Saturday's game?
One of the biggest things that I definitely noticed was we just really needed to get the puck below their goal line a lot more, and we kind of failed to do that a little bit more on Saturday, which allowed them to kind of have a little bit more chances to get out of their zone, not get quite as hemmed in. And that was really the biggest difference, and them having more possession with the puck than they did on Friday night, where we were just all over them. So.
Special teams and situational hockey often decide games like Saturday's games. So, what did you like in Friday's games, and what did you want to see improvement on moving forward, especially since we're playing Oklahoma on the road this weekend?
I thought our power play was fantastic on Friday. You know, we just got a lot of shots on net. Unfortunately, all those were 5-on-5, but you know, our penalty kill continued to have a lot of success. You know, I think that's the first goal on the penalty kill that we've allowed in the last 4 games, and it was a 5-on-3. So, you know, we just got to stay out of the box. But you know, even when we do get called for something, like, you know, we've had guys like Ethan Ogle and Mason Lupo really step up and be key contributors to that penalty kill. So, you know, we want to see that keep, you know, being successful moving forward. But that was definitely the major contributor on our special teams of, you know, where we had success.
Last question. Give us the full rundown of your Chipotle order.
Ooh. Well, probably gonna have to go with a bowl with white rice, no beans. We'll go with usually a rotation of steak, chicken, or a mix of the two of them, and then pico, hot sauce, corn cheese, and sour cream. I'm not a big lettuce person in my bowls, but you gotta have some chips to scoop it up like nachos as well. So, you know, that's my go-to every time.
Very nice. Well, thank you. We're joined with forward Mason Lupo. We're going to ask him a few questions as well. So, playing in front of big home crowds this weekend, what did you feel from the ice, and how does that change the energy level while you're playing?
Yeah, I think that playing in front of a crowd like that was super fun, and I think that it really pumped us up and made us kind of play better and play with a little bit of an edge. And I think that we have a great community surrounding us, and I feel like it helps us a lot.
What part of your game are you looking to refine as we're entering the second half of the season?
I think that just coming in every night and being a guy that's hard on the forecheck, hard on pucks, and like just being a little bit more consistent and being able to, obviously you always want to score goals, but bring that edge that not a lot of guys bring, and just play harder than everyone else.
If you could swap lives with anybody on the team for 24 hours, who's your first pick and why?
I would definitely pick Jacob Miller. I would like to see what's going on in that guy's head, and he's an interesting soul, so I definitely want to see what goes on up there.
Very nice. Do you have any questions you want to ask the fans?
Who's your favorite player, me or Tiernan O'Rourke? That's my only question.
You heard it here. Thank you, Mason.
Of course.
We're now joined with Ethan Ogle playing defense. Saturday's game was a low-scoring game. Defensive battles, from your perspective on the blue line, what are some of the biggest challenges that you face in a game like that?
Yeah, so being a low-scoring game against a team that put up high offense on us the night before, it's kind of taken on the back end to shut that down a little bit. So although there were some challenges, I think that was one achievement that we can take away from the game, is only letting up 2 goals, one of them being on the PK. But a big challenge, I would say, is, I mean, although you think of forwards and you think of offense, it all starts in the D zone, and we need to move pucks up and definitely limit turnovers on our blue lines to create a little more offense in a stalemate game like that.
What do you take personally from a 2-1 loss, and how do you use that to shift your perspective and reset for the next weekend?
Yeah, I mean, a 1-goal loss is always a stinger, and especially after a night where we felt very confident and put up a lot of offense on a team like that. I think the thing that we're really fortunate for is that we get to play this team the weekend after, so that's obviously good, and we've had a lot of preparation over the last 2 weeks for this team. So this week in practice, it's just been very chippy and very aggressive, and I think that's something that we need to take into next weekend and kind of use that against this Oklahoma team to get 4 more points.
Coffee or energy drink?
Energy drink.
Text or call?
Text.
Morning or night?
Night.
Pizza or tacos?
Tacos.
Beach or mountain?
Mountains.
Okay, well, you guys heard it here first. Thank you.